about this? And
what?
I need a check. Bad news.
Oh gosh.
Tiny little fizzle pop was on stage at Omarion's Millennium Tour and had to give the most humblest apologies to him for smashing his baby's mama.
No, he did not bring him on
He-
stage on the tour and make him beg. Ooh!
He swallowed the thick swallow of pride.
Dang, snatched your man card at Omarion's Millennium Tour.
At Omarion's Millennium Tour that he was promptly kicked off of for dating Omarion's baby mother, April Jones.
Ugh, messy.
He lost a
Messy,
check
messy.
right before the panty.
He did lose a check right before the Ponderosa started. He did. And now you on stage begging for that check back. Dang.
Girl, because he saw everyone is showing up to the super spreader millennium.
They
tour.
really are. It's nuts how many people are like, COVID schmovid. I need to go see Omarion. Touch.
Yeah.
Okay? People
And it's
really
not
need
like-
to see it.
Yeah, it's not even like just like your regular audience goers, like celebrities are showing up to these, like this tour is legit.
People said, we sick of being in the house. We'll risk it all.
Yeah. So tiny little fizzle pop, shout out to Moniece, ex-baby mom.
Slaughterhouse.
He was like, wow, my pockets are really dry right now.
Okay, because is anybody still watching Love and Hip Hop? What is it, Hollywood, LA? Which one is it? Because I don't watch it. I only lower my brain cells enough to watch Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. That's the only one, and and I stick beside that one.
I mean, didn't you know no one's watching because all of those people went to fans only?
Fans only. They all got OnlyFans account.
So clearly no one was tuning in.
Dang, that's true. Because I saw when Erica and Safari were on there just promoting the hell out of their sex life. Like, ew, I don't want to see. Ew. Like, imagine you're like, I just want to see some porn so bad that I'll watch Erica Mena and Safari together.
No, thank you.
Gross.
Well, clearly Fizzle Pop's fans only just wasn't cranking out the checks he needed because
no.
He did a very public apology.
Dang, he said, let me get this giant bowl of crow and begin to eat for you all. Wow.
Yeah. So Omarion, you know, his elevated, unbothered self, of course, accepted it. I still would be like, oh, don't think you about to see your name on this tour.
No, down at the very bottom, subcredits, also featuring Fizzle Pop.
No, you could be the crew.
Dang, not a roadie while watching someone else sing your version of the B2K songs. Mm-hmm. Dang, now somebody else doing your verses. Now Bow Wow on stage doing all of Fizz's verses.
Mm-hmm. Bow Wow, Soulja Boy.
And Bow Wow goofy enough to think he could pull it off. He out there doing all of Fizz's verses. Dang.
And Soulja Boy, he'll be like the first rapper to go into a boy band.
Oh my gosh. So ridiculous.
His firsts.
Ridiculous. Another Soulja's many firsts. Unbelievable.
The pettiness in me, I don't care how higher elevation I'm riding, the pettiness in me would not let him.
It's just the violation of bro code, bruh. The violation of the bro code.
Yeah, and then at the time, he acted like, oh, they're just co-workers. Like he pulled that stunt. Like he hadn't been with this boy for from childhood.
Seriously, y'all grew up together, sir. Like, cut it out. Cut it out. And like, you know, everybody weaved in and out of that B2K world for a while. We all thought we was gonna be on tour with them. At some point, they were all over the place, like when they were first getting started. So you know good and dang on well you grew up with that man. You knew what he was going through with that woman, and you used it as your opportunity to slide in and get your turn. So get humble.
So if I was Omarion, because I'm petty, I would be, as a co-worker, there are no current positions opening that you fill the qualifications for.
Sir,
I will hold the resume.
No, not holding the resume.
We do have some openings in the crew.
No, you get a t-shirt and one backstage pass.
That's what we can offer at this moment.
Dang. He still get royalties if they do B2K songs though, right?
I would assume they've gotten royalties from all that stuff, but it ain't like tour. Everyone has shown you now that these entertainers make their money through tours and through merch.
What about the rest of B2K? Where they at?
Mad at Fizzlepop, probably.
They all team O. They said O's the one that's gonna get us there.
No, they're mad at Fizz because it was like, when the teacher says when one person in class messes up, the whole class has to suffer.
No,
that's basically what Omarion did.
He got everybody else fired. Oh. So that's what happened. They probably was like, we're gonna jump you. We're gonna jump you. Get on stage and say sorry. Because we're gonna jump you.
So you're saying this was under duress?
I feel like he was very bold when he made that move to snatch at what's her name? April. I was about to call her Heather. To snatch at April. It was a very, very bold public move. Mm-hmm. So what would have made him suddenly turn around and humble himself in this manner, other than either a very large check or a very serious butt whooping?
One of the two.
Something happened.
You know what? I can't say you was loud and wrong on a public platform. So you should have apologized on a public platform, aka a public stage for thousands and thousands viewing pleasure.
I hope he was sincere too, because regardless of checks or no checks, what he did was incredibly shallow and shady. It was not cool. It was not a good look, sir. Not a good look.
So we shall see what's in store for Omarion and company in the near future. We shall see. He might feel gracious and give a Lil Fizz a little coin. We'll see.
Not Fizz on stage having to bend the knee. Dang.
and now Omarion can just look at the recording whenever he
gets upset and he's not feeling good. He can be like, "Let me just hear that one more time." Mm-hmm. All right. And run it back one more time. Okay.
So again, he still wins at the end of the
day. Winning. Good for you, Oh. Good for you.
Yeah.
Dang.
So, did you hear in Will Smith's most recent GQ interview, he finally admitted, to a surprise to no one, that him and Jada had actually been in an open marriage for years.
Everyone knew that already.
Wow.
You need to tell us. People have seen y'all. I'm putting it all out there. I know people that have seen them in swingers parties and everything else. Ooh. Like, yes, I have.
There's some exclusive tea Mighty Mozby's bringing.
That I know some people who have flat out said that they've seen them in swinger parties. Now, disclaimer: I wasn't at those parties. It's not my lifestyle. This is no judgment. This is no judgment. It's not a lifestyle for me. But I do have friends in those communities because I don't judge. Mm-hmm. And there's a few celebrities that they say they've seen that would surprise you.
Ooh.
Jay McKnight. Of all people, child, I couldn't believe it.
We are spilling exclusive tea today.
Some exclusives. And again, no shame and no shade. What works for your relationship works for your relationship.
Yeah.
What I still am not caring for is that he's still sitting back, not admitting to who he's been with. Okay, like talking about something. I wanted to date Halle Berry. Who didn't want to date Halle Berry? That is not the parameters of an open marriage. Open up your mouth and talk about who you've been with, the same way Jada is having everybody she been with paraded out.
Yeah. So there's already speculation that back when he did that Welcome to Miami video, Eva Mendes was in there. So
okay, I didn't want to say her name, but that's exactly it.
Because it's OT, so we can just bring up some cold tea. That some Eva Mendes one, when he did that Focus movie with Margot Robbie, there was some speculation there.
So much speculation around that one.
No. But then there's also some speculation that he's had this long-term lady, international woman on the side that it's an understanding, and that's been going on. So I mean, it's been out there. That's why this is a shock to no one. The only thing that it brings up for me is then if they know they have been in an open relationship, why did you put on this whole show with the whole entanglement thing?
Yes, the whole red table with him and his teary eyes. Like,
yeah,
what was the upsetting part? I mean, to be fair though, but to be fair, even in that open marriage, her getting involved with August was just distasteful, questionable. It was questionable because of like his youth, his mental state. Those type of things are why I frowned at that. Not because she openly participated in her open marriage.
And Will just didn't know. Like he knew.
He definitely knew. He definitely knew.
Yeah, so that whole entanglement red table stunt was like, if y'all knew this wasn't a cheating situation, it was understood. What was the point of all of that? That bad marriage for life corniness that they did.
Bad marriage for life. That was terrible. I'm just like, you guys, ew, you're making it worse. Like we're already sitting here like, they messy. And then gonna try to make it corny like that. Like, come on.
I didn't like that at all. Like at the end of the day, like there are different ways to be in a marriage. And I think that their marriage has come to the point where they have a friendship, they have, a caring for each other and the family that they built, but they're not necessarily like, I'm deeply in love and infatuated. Like they're not in that space anymore. And they still want to be together and have an understanding that they'll have time outside of each other and come back to each other. It's fine. I mean, outside of, the little bit of weirdness that their kids have, I don't think they're problematic at all. So they've done all right with their family, raising their family. They don't really, their kids don't really do anything that bother me.
No, the kids are very quirky, but I just contributed to most of this Generation Z. Most of Generation Z kids are like kind of off the wall and a little over the top for me at most times. But again, that's their self-expression.
They don't have any scandals.
It's not harmful. They don't have any scandals or tragedies or anything connected to their name. Jaden is like trying to save all vegans and the water in Flint, Michigan. He's working with Flint, Michigan to get that water cleared up. Yep. Willow has a thriving modeling career, but is also like expressing herself in all forms of music. They seem to be doing well.
Yeah. So I mean, as a family parents, it could be a lot worse because we know other celebrity couples that they are in open relationships. The wife just don't know that.
Okay. Let's talk about that part where you've been in an open marriage the entire time, just unbeknownst to you. To you.
So I don't know why people act like the Will and Jada setup is just so left field, like your grandmas
he let
and uncles ain't happy situations.
Because he's letting folks think that it's just Jada sticking and moving, and I don't like that.
Not cool.
Like, are you going to stand up for this woman or not? You said that y'all were at a point of divorce where you were done. You were done with her, but then you guys made it work. Clearly you made it work by either re-upping this open marriage thing or reestablishing the rules of your open marriage. So you made it work. So then speak up, sir. When everybody came at her sideways, you sitting at the table with the pain face like someone had done something to you. Men, all they have is the audacity. Even when they're getting what they want, they still got to be extra.
Exactly.
Ay, caramba.
So I guess he's feeling, I mean, he does have an autobiography coming up. Maybe he is going to really give some real details in that. But, they've been making this so ambiguous for like 20 plus years.
Too long.
Keep going. Who knows?
Like, at this point, just say no comment and stop talking about it.
Yeah. So I don't know if you've heard about this next person I want to talk about. Her name is young Baby Tate. Have you heard of her?
I have not.
Okay. So apparently she's like one of the up and coming female rappers. I don't know any of her music yet. I haven't really looked into it. But I believe that I read that she is the daughter of Deion Ferris. And do you remember Deion Ferris?
No.
So Deion Ferris was from the 90s. She was in Arrested Development and she had a solo singing career. She did Penny with
Yes. Oh, yes. I love that song.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. That's what's up.
I
Okay.
believe this is her daughter.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Fun.
So these pictures I sent you, Mighty
Mm,
Mosby.
yes.
She had a recent performance, and this is how she performed.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, she got a barrage of hate and body shaming because of how she showed up in her performance out. People calling her all kinds of fat, how this is gross, and all this stuff. And so people like me who are just, normal, existing in the world with all kinds of people, are just getting really confused, because now it's to the point that, do people not know what regular bodies look like?
I don't think they do. I think they are so blinded by these BBL bodies and these waist trainer shaped bodies and this constant shape changing that they all think that women are supposed to have super tiny flat waists while having big old hips and button thighs.
Yeah. So if you all haven't seen the photos, she basically has on a two-piece outfit. It's like some stretchy pants, see-through pants, and like a bikini top, and then like her stomach's out. She has a little bit of belly. Like, she's just not like flat belly or ripcord abs. She got some pudge in her belly. Well, otherwise, she just looks very normal size to me.
She does, especially. But I think the problem with that first photo is the angle. Whoever took the picture took it straight up at her, so I feel like it's got her belly overpronounced. Because when I looked at the second photo, I couldn't even really see no stomach. Like, it's not bone flat, but it certainly isn't a big stomach. I think they took it at a terrible angle and very unflattering angle, so it made her stomach look bigger. That aside, shut up.
Yeah.
She can wear what she wants.
Like, these are entertainers, yes, but the majority of us are not entertainers, and you're not convincing me we're all walking around with washboard abs.
I'm telling you, it's just all kinds of self-projection. You don't like the way you look, that's on you. She feels very confident in her moves. Good for her.
So I'm just like, y'all have gotten so confused that you have it so narrow to what female rappers can look like. They have to have the same ant body BBL look, or it's just like they can't exist.
There's no winning with them. There's no winning. Lizzo's too big. This chick is nowhere near a Lizzo size, but somehow she's also too big. Megan Thee Stallion is a walking brick house, but she's too masculine looking because it's too much muscle.
Then that little girl, what's her name? Cora Lawrence.
Yeah, I feel like I know who you're talking about.
Very slim, very, very skinny, very slim. And then she gets body shamed because she don't have the BBL.
There's no winning with people. There's just no winning. And that's why you just have to move for yourself. Because it's just whatever is fashionable of the week is what people are going to be mad about. Like, there's nothing wrong with this young woman's body. Nothing wrong with it.
And I just need people to understand, there are some women who don't want to look like an ant. Not everybody wants to look like that. No desire for it. And it's just not fair, because these rappers can have bellies, can have stick legs, can
stretch
be
marks,
unattractive,
man boobs, all of that.
All of the things. And it's fine. They get to be successful, which they should.
Yeah.
That's the point. Why?
That's the point.
Because it's a rapper, just because it's a woman rapper, they all have to have this same mold, or it's just unacceptable. You can't even listen to their music.
And I'm just like, do you guys not remember what the female rappers looked like in the 90s? Do y'all not remember what their bodies looked like? Not everybody had big butts. No shade, but Salt and Pepper. Pepper often talked about how she was insecure about her body because she didn't have a bunch of hips and butt. It's the same old story. You guys are forgetting what women look like?
Yeah. That's why I think this is a product of its time, because like you said, there were all types of shapes and sizes and skin tones of Black female rappers in the 90s, even in the early 2000s a little bit, I would say.
Man, which
Now
one of y'all finna run up to Queen Latifah and tell her about her body?
exactly. It's just getting ridiculous. It's like there's no winning for losing. And then once the BBL look is no longer in vogue, what are all these people supposed to do?
I'm telling you, all of y'all that paid to have all that rearranged in your bodies, when that stops being popular, you're still going to look like ants. And just a quick, just in case people don't get what we're talking about like the shape of ants from the movie Ants or the movie's Bug's Life and how they got all that big butt and tiny little legs. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, when your thighs and your behind are incongruent.
Your thigh ratio to butt ratio is way off, sis, and everybody knows why.
Yeah. And I'm just like, it don't make no sense to me. Like, do y'all all really want to live in a world where every woman looks exactly the same? Is that the goal?
Boring.
Yeah.
Boring.
I don't know.
Not to mention what is happening to women as a result of this just desperate need to fit in with this Instagram model look. The insecurities it's building. I have so many young women that I work with that are happy we're wearing the masks so they don't have to show their faces, so that they don't have to, and they're staying covered up even in 80, 90 degree weather. Like just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's nuts. That woman, she looks fine.
She looks fine.
Go ahead, girl. Do your thing. Don't listen to them.
Fine. Yeah. So, I mean, the only thing that this uproar has brought to me is that I actually want to listen to her music now.
Okay, now I'm ready to give her a shot and support her and make sure she stay top.
Yeah. So apparently, like, she's clapped back. She's like, y'all are not gonna like bring me down. It's tough to hear all this stuff, but you're not gonna stop my shine. And I hope like she really doesn't let this stuff bring her down, because if she has the talent, it's gonna speak for itself regardless. Yeah, but you mentioned Lizzo, and speaking of her, I wanted to talk real quick about something that I saw recently. I told you this Millennium Tour is just going and everyone's showing up. One of the people that showed up to perform was Chris Brown, aka Crack Brown, aka Coke Brown, as I want to describe him.
Crack and Coke, goodness.
But yeah, but like he did songs with a lot of people back in that day.
That's
so
very
he showed
true.
up with Bow Wow, I think, did something on the stage or whatever. And then backstage, Lizzo, she came to see the concert. So she kind of had this standing moment with Chris Brown when he got off the stage and was like kind of standing, wanting to take pictures with him and all this stuff. And my issue with this is like, Lizzo, this particular man, we know historically would not uplift you, would not promote you, wouldn't let you in his section, as he's want to kick women who don't meet his aesthetic out of his section.
Okay. Oh, that's very true.
Then you're over here like standing for him.
It's hard to shake that stuff off sometimes. It's hard to shake that stuff off. I am one of those people that like to give the benefit of the doubt. So I can see how a person who grew up hearing certain artists and idolizing certain artists, and finally you get to be in that artist's presence, and for a second you forget all of that, the things that artist has done. That's just the only way I can explain it. That's the only way I can rationalize it in my own head.
Maybe, but not for Crack.
Not for him.
No. Not for him. We know way too much about his problematic behaviors with women in general. Not just talking about Rihanna. I'm talking about all of his history. And so I just didn't like the optics of her, this Black woman who is not uplifted in the Black community, standing for this Black man who's been abusive in many ways to different types of Black and biracial women. I just didn't like the optics. I didn't like having this picture with her looking so happy to be around him. It's gonna open up more ridicule for her with people online.
It is.
And I just think she probably should have sat that one out. Maybe said hi to him privately, but I would not have taken any pictures with him.
That's another man who we gave another opportunity for redemption to, and blew up in our face because all he continued to do was the same behavior over and over, restraining orders and all.
Yeah. So
Egg on our faces.
I did not think that was a good look. I hope it doesn't backfire on her and this just becomes another reason for people to drag her, you know, do whatever they do in regards to Lizzo. I was just like, girl, you should not have posted that picture.
I'm still rooting for you, Lizzo, but Dee's not wrong. You definitely
yeah
should remember what your own platform is about and what messages you want to project, and then think about the company you're keeping while still trying to stay on point for your own brand.
Exactly. Because think about it. How big has Lizzo been? I mean, famous. How famous has Lizzo been all this time? Who Chris Brown and the Chris Brown types, who has asked to collaborate with her?
Very true.
Where's the collaborations been? She's a big famous artist right now.
She got the people that she should be getting, like Missy Elliott collaboration.
But Chris Brown types.
No. Where's Drake at? She don't have a Drake collab. How does she not have a Drake collab by now? That's wild to me.
Like, she's very famous.
She needs? She need a Kendrick collab. I need her and Kendrick to do some work together. I would enjoy that. Not a fan.
People love Kendrick. I have my opinions on his politics. I'll leave that out. It ain't worth bringing up today. But I have my own opinions on
J. Cole? What about
what
J. Cole?
he says versus what he does is all I'm saying.
Oh, I see. Fair.
There's some incongruence there, but you know, that's not the conversation for today.
Fair point, though. Yeah, I'm sure that industry is hard to navigate. But when you make a platform and you take a stand, you got to stand by it, or your integrity is going to get called into question.
No,
be prepared for that.
I don't want to see any Black women near Croak Brown. I don't. I think that should be part of our code. That as a
crew,
there is nothing that benefits us from having any connection to that man.
That's true.
Nothing. So there's no point to have any images where we would look like we're uplifting him. I don't even care if that was the intention. I just don't even want the optics to look like it, because he is not anything for us. He has not uplifted us. He is not anything positive to the Black woman's image. So we don't need to be anything positive to his.
Big facts. All facts. Speaking all facts.
But on that note, that is all I got for this week. So we will wrap it up here.
Wrap it up.
Woo! A lot of topics, a lot of things, but we made it through.
A lot of emotions in this one.
But you know, as we do, we are always here to give our unfiltered opinion, just like we will next week when the next batch of mess rolls around.
Do better. Dang. Every week we have a ton to talk about. We have a bunch of stuff that makes it to the cutting room floor. We have so much to talk about.
Truth. True. But until next week, we will keep our opinions to ourselves, but we'll be ready to lock and load and release for whomever needs it. Am I right?
Okay, I'm always here for correcting audacious behavior.
Yes, and I'm right beside her. So until that time, peeps, y'all take care out there. Be good to yourselves. Be good to others.
You is kind. That's the vibe you got right now. You is smart.
Y'all are. You all are all of those things.
On occasion.
So until next time, we will leave y'all with that. Y'all take care.
Bye.
Bye.